let's talk about the one thing that trips up even the smartest of course creators, coaches, and educators out there, and that is pricing. It can feel like you're stuck between throwing a number at a wall and just hoping that it sticks, or it could be the other side of it where we're just over analyzing it and we just freeze, right? Then on top of that, there's all the lingo out there where you've got high ticket, low ticket, tripwire, mini courses, signature programs. There's so many of them out there, right? So in this video, I just want to simplify the whole thing. In this video, we're going to unpack the common pricing terms out there without all the fluff, as well as break down how real buyers make those decisions to buy those programs or offers that you're offering. Hi, I'm Nikki Kelly. I'm the founder of Wisdom, and I've built a platform for coaches, course creators, educators, community builders, all so they can share their knowledge online without the technical overwhelm, because I'm not about that. And I also run an 8-week program called Effects, where I help people turn their expertise into meaningful, scalable offers. And the biggest thing that is always discussed in these programs is pricing. It's a huge part of it, right? But there's also something that you may not know about me specifically, and that is over the past 20 plus years, I have been a product developer and buyer of goods. So pricing is everything from physical products to, launches, offers, digital products, etc. And it's a massive part in buyers' decisions. They look at pricing. It kind of gives them that idea of, is this good? Is this not? Who is this person, etc. There's all these elements in here. So I've sat on both sides of the pricing table, right? I've been someone who has set prices, and I've also been a person who has been purchasing products and deciding whether it's worth paying for. So that's where this video comes from, not just, all the questions that I've had in our FX program and so forth, but understanding that price is a massive part in our businesses. So it's not just about strategy, this video, but it does come from my lived experience. So why does pricing feel so overwhelming for a lot of people? Well, it's because it's not just numbers, right? It can bring up our money mindset, our confidence, experience, and even our fear of rejection. So it's a huge part. But with respect to that, you've got the other side where we can tend to confuse things a little bit between mixing up pricing terms and pricing strategy. So before we pick a number, let's translate some of the common lingo so that you know exactly what it is that you're building and how it connects to the price. So the first port of call, let's call it, is a lead magnet. And usually that is where we're building up our list or our trust. And a lead magnet is something that we normally offer at $0. And that's pretty much how it should be. And that's where you're offering something like a free PDF. It could be a checklist. It could be a short video or even a link to a quiz of some sort, right? But here's a little tip of mine. Don't give away everything all the time. Make it valuable enough that they say, wow, I got this for free. But don't do it too frequent where they start thinking, oh, this is the norm with this particular person. Now, with respect to tripwire or a tiny offer, the purpose of this particular offer is turning that reader or viewer into a buyer fast, right? So you're offering something that's at a very low point. It could be anywhere between $7 and $47. It's under the $50 mark normally. And it could be something that's a template, a 30-minute workshop replay of some sort, a swipe file, whatever it is. And normally the buyer at this particular point is sitting there saying, can this solve, one small specific problem for me right now? So my take on this, though, is, be generous in what it is that you're offering, even at this price point. This is your first impression, so it can be the deal maker or the deal breaker. Low ticket offer, well, that's anywhere from the $50 to under $100 normally, right? And that could be a mini course, it could be a recorded masterclass, a tool bundle, whatever it is. And here, this is where you're sort of building up that credibility and ease into your ecosystem for those who are buying your products. And this is where people start saying, I trust you. I want more from you. For the mid-ticket item or signature program, sometimes they're called, it's usually under the $1,000 mark, and it's anywhere from like the $200, $700 price point in a sense. And an example of this could be, it's a full self-paced course, with some of your support. It's a guided challenge with live calls. But what this does is it's actually telling the buyer that they're going to get a full transformation over time. And they are sitting there asking that question at the time of buying is it worth it? Will it get me to where I need to go? Now, the high ticket offer, this is where we know that, yep, the big dollar value comes in for us, right? And that's usually over the $1,000 mark, right? And this could be one-to-one coaching, a group program, a VIP day, even an intensive of some sort. Now, the purpose of this is it's more personalized, right? And there is a deeper transformation. The other flip to this is it could be just fast tracking someone. So it's really getting them to move progressively fast in this, program, whatever it is, journey that you're sending them on. And normally the buyer's mindset at this particular price point is, I'm ready for that big change. I'm ready to dive into it, but I need to believe that this is the right person. This is the right pathway. So there's more effort on your side to really make sure that you've built up that understanding of the transformation you are going to share, and you're going to need a bit more evidence behind you for that. One thing I do want to point out here right now is a lot of us can charge $5,000 by any means, right? But it always does come down to the right time when you're doing it. And what I mean by that is it could be the stage of your business. It could be your audience size to a degree, right? But it can also, a main part of it is your track record. And it is a huge part in that and how your price lands with your buyer. So a $5,000 program from someone with no audience or clear framework, it will feel very risky for the buyer compared to, let's say, you're offering maybe a $47 workshop. And that could be from someone with deeper experience and a clear outcome. And your buyer is going to sit there and say, oh my God, this feels like a steal, right? So there's different elements. You got to think of the price point and where that higher risk decision-making is coming in. Obviously, the higher the figure, the higher the risk. So remember, your buyers aren't naive. They're just intuitive, right? And they are going to buy based on how they feel and the confidence in how they feel about you and who they're buying from. So next, I want to share with you the 4-step framework. And this is just how you can simply price confidently over time, right? And the first step is just define what you're selling. Start with some pointers like, is this a fast win or is there a full transformation in this? Is it a DIY? And, is it something where maybe they get more access to you necessarily? Are they cold leads or are they warm leads? Are they community members inside your membership that you're nurturing further on? You've got to match the price to the format, the effort, and the support that's involved. That's just a common formula right there. And always price based on the clarity, not just the content volume. So step 2 is the anchor method. And this is where you ask yourself 3 questions. What would I charge for this one-to-one? And this is all based on the current offer that you're thinking of. The second question is, what price feels too low to be taken seriously? And the third one is, what price makes me feel slightly nervous but still proud? And usually your price will sit between those, right? If it does feel like it's a stretch, don't panic. It is actually a good sign that you're really working on a good price. So step 3 is think like a buyer. This is the big one. And this is what we've always learned. Like, me as a buyer, the professional career and so forth, I had to think like the end buyer, right? And this is where pricing advice does fall short on many occasions. You've got to remember that people don't necessarily just buy the product itself. It's about how it makes them feel. It's the transformation. And they're asking themselves, will this actually help me? So think of it like that $27 tripwire offer might feel like an easy yes, unless it's underwhelming or rushed. Then it can actually break trust between you and that buyer. Otherwise, you've got a $9.97 program and it will feel like a huge leap for them. But unless they feel like that the outcome is going to be inevitable for them. So buyers tune into how the price feels for them, as I mentioned, right? So under $50, it's usually why not? This sounds all right. Anywhere between the $100, $500 mark, possibly this better be a good product that I'm buying here. Anything over the $1,000 mark is usually, I need to feel certain about this. Does it align with what I need? Is it really worth it? Price based on how confidently you know the transformation is going to be for them and is positioned. Don't price it based on how many modules you have included in the program. And step 4, which is the final one, is adjust. Adjust based on feedback, not fear, whatever you do. Price is never final, right? You'll start where you feel confident in pricing, right? But gather that feedback and just refine it over time. I've done that many times. I've added bonuses. I've scaled back a little bit. But the truth is, your offer will evolve over time and so should your price. I'll say this as someone who has created a lot of products and I've also bought plenty of them too. The more you honor your buyer's intelligence and the transformation that they're seeking, the better your pricing becomes, right? You will stop guessing and you'll just start communicating a lot better with them. Because at the end of the day, as the saying goes, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. I love that saying. So if you have loved this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and click that notification bell as we do put a video out every week. So remember, your courses, your coaching, any of your tools, the programs, they're not just products, right? They're actually what bridges to better outcomes for your buyers. So price accordingly, teach generously and lead with clarity. You will be fine when it comes to pricing over time. Trust me. And if you want a printable version of this, details are below in our description. Click the link and grab it. Like I said, if you liked this video, do make sure that you like, subscribe, and click that notification bell. And we'll see you in the next video.